Welcome back to Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. You know who it is. It's your main man, Ken Clark. Another special guest in the building. I think this might be the first commit under the T.C. Taylor era. Mr. Philip Short. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Mr. Clark, man? Nothing but, man. Putting in a little work, just taking it easy for the holidays, man.
There it is. There it is. Working on the holidays, man.
Yeah.
I think, man, I'll say this before we even get started. Quarterback. Last 2 years we've had some really good success at quarterback, and we knew who our quarterback was going to be. As soon as we announced T.C. Taylor's the head coach, Mr. Short, he commits, and everybody's like, okay, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. So I'm a fan. I've been a fan since you was at MRA, man, and followed you. Followed your journey. You coming from my alma mater, Holmes Community College.
Yes, sir.
Dogs, man, class of 2002. Won a state championship in basketball. So I know what you can do, but I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself to Tiger Talk. And for those that, haven't had a chance to hear from you, this is Mr. Philip Short. I transferred from Holmes Community College. QB1? QB1? Possibly.
Man, you
What's
compete,
up, man?
I'm going to compete. I'm going to compete, come in and compete for the job. For sure. Come in and compete for the job. But, yeah, started off Greenville, Mississippi, Delta, born and raised in the Delta. Moved. My dad got a job actually in Jackson my 10th grade year. So I've been in the metro area since then. I've been to Northwest Rankin, then finished up at MRA. Had a really good high school career. Ended up going to JUCO route at Gulf Coast. Played there and played Holmes. Won a lot of games there. So, I just want to thank God for giving me the opportunity, allowing me to play this great game at a high level,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we definitely ecstatic that you're a Jackson State Tiger now, man. It's that I have an affinity for JUCO players because I understand what comes into there. A lot of people think JUCO, when you go JUCO, that it's not good or it's made. Sometimes you go JUCO because it could be grades. It could be, I like my offers, but I want to kind of polish my skills and see what other opportunities are out there at a later time. So,
especially in Mississippi, Mississippi JUCO specifically.
Oh, yeah.
It's known for its competition. Mississippi on Thursday, you're playing against guys that's going to Florida, that's going to Mississippi State, Ole Miss. All over the SEC, Group of Five, FBS, and FCS. So, you're going against that competition week in and week out. I know when I was at Mississippi Gulf Coast, for sure, the safety that I threw against in practice, my freshman year, all those guys in the SEC. And I threw against all of them. So, I had a chance, and they play a lot of man-to-man, so I had a chance to, work on fitting balls into tight windows and throwing in tight areas as a freshman. So,
right.
JUCO definitely helped. It gets you game time experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, usually it's the one place where you go and you got to be ready day one. Sometimes at a four-year university, you may get the nod as a true freshman. It's rare. And sometimes you have those upperclassmen, you have some juniors and seniors in the room. But at JUCO, the sophomore is the big dog on the campus, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
It's definitely a fun process. But let's talk about your recruitment process and how Coach T.C. Taylor takes over and introduced as the new head coach at Jackson State. Let's talk about how your recruitment process went and kind of some of your relationship that you was able to build with Coach T.C.
After, I'd say probably like 3 weeks to a month ago, Coach T.C. Taylor ended up calling me and asking me how I feel about wanting to be a Tiger and how did I feel about wanting to come in and compete for the spot, day one. And I was like, I definitely take it, especially, Deion Sanders, he was a great coach here, and Shadir Sanders was a phenomenal quarterback here. So, coming in and foot some those guys, I was excited to take the challenge. He issued the challenge to me, him and Coach O, come in and compete for the spot. He made it sure that it's going to be competition. So, I've been doing competition my whole life. That's just any step in life. If it's going to be good, it's going to come with competition. You got job competition. So,
absolutely.
He made that clear, and me and Coach Taylor got a pretty good relationship. So, I thank him for taking a chance on me for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I know you're from the metro area. Like you said, since 10th grade, been around a lot of Jackson State football. But during your recruitment process, did you get a chance to visit the university or go on an official visit?
I haven't been on an official visit, but I've been to a lot of game days. I've seen game day atmospheres. I mean, both of my parents were graduates of the SWAC. My mom went to Alcorn, so I mean, that rivalry.
Yeah.
I definitely been to my fair share of SWAC games, and I was at the SWAC championship this year with Southern. You know, my brother played for Southern, so I was
Yeah.
at that game, and I enjoyed the atmosphere, man. I enjoyed the just the team in general, man. They had fight, and the fans supportive, do or
Yeah.
die, right or wrong. Everything, man. I was just like, that's something I want to play for. And at the time, I didn't have the opportunity at Jackson State, so I was just going, just watching. As I wasn't biased to any school. I was just going just to watch the game, and I mean,
Right.
I fell in love with it there, and then God worked and did the rest. So
there it is.
yeah.
Well, you mentioned your brother, man. Your brother just announced that he committed to Jackson State.
Yeah.
Mr. Joshua Short. We got to get him on Tiger Talk.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if he's around you, but we're gonna go ahead and plant that bug in his ears. We got to get him on Tiger Talk since he came on and he was one of the Christmas Day commitments. So
yes, sir.
It's always fun when we can take some from Southern, man. He home now. He home now.
Yeah, yes, sir.
But
He's
now
at home, man.
You get to throw the ball against your brother, man. That ought to be fun.
We have our battles in practice.
Yeah,
we're brothers off the field, but on the field, I mean, it's competition.
I like that.
It's war on the field. I mean, he coming in, made the decision to come to Jackson State. I'm very proud of him, proud of the decision. I was kind of trying to sway on that a little bit, get him to I love. So he made the decision. Can't be more excited, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So when will you guys actually make it to the campus?
I think Coach Taylor said he set up visits on January the 4th. I think last time I spoke with him, it was January the 4th. So I think that's when we should be taking our visit in. So.
Okay. Are you planning to enroll in the spring, or will you be enrolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm enrolling in the spring. I'll be on campus in January.
Oh, nice.
Doing winter workouts and spring workouts. So
that's big. That's big. So I mean, the reason why I asked that is because we have an annual blue and white game. Obviously, every college does it. Their spring game, and that's a big weekend for us. And I'm looking forward to absolutely getting over and checking out some practices. So I know one of the things with losing us, your starting quarterback and, the room getting a lot thinner, quarterback was obviously going to be a primary need. But you want to get as many of those quarterbacks on campus to get started and get acclimated to, the new systems and
no doubt.
Got a new OC coming in and not sure at this moment who that be. I know Coach T.C. Taylor does, but we're excited. And that's always something that we really try to follow closely. So let's talk a little bit more about you. Your playing style is very unique. It's not so much as a dual threat, but you consider a pro style quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll let you put it in your own words, kind of, your style of play and maybe some player comps who you maybe pattern your game out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I grew up watching Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? That's what was good during my era. So I grew up watching him, and yeah, I call myself a pocket passer. I like to take completions, have a high completion percentage, take completions, extend the play if I have to. But I want to kill you with my mind. I want to be able to dissect the defense. You in cover 3, cover 4, you sending pressure boundary field. Like I want to already have that dissected before the play starts. So I want to beat you because when you can beat a team with your mind, I mean, the less physical and less wear and tear you got on your body, you be built for the long run. So absolutely. I kind of pattern my games after that because I mean, if you just look in the NFL or the next level period, I mean, it's about who can last the longest. And I mean,
that's facts.
The pocket passers, and I mean, obviously the league's turned to pocket pass and dual threat, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to sit in there 3rd and 10, sit in there, throw that dig route and get hit in the face, or sit in there, throw that post route and get hit in the face consistently. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like that's my playing style. Just take completions. I love throwing that deep ball. So that's what I was kind of known for in high school. So
don't tease us with that, man. You talking about Jackson State? A history of folks loving that. To air it out, man. We got some storied quarterbacks, like you said. We mentioned Shedeur Sanders that's exiting. The Robert Kents, Casey Terrios, and the list goes on and on and on historically. But to your point, you're right. If you go back and look into the NFL, usually those players that play the quarterback position, usually wherever there's injuries, it's probably they're not in the pocket. It happens inside the pocket, but usually a lot of quarterbacks when they get outside the pocket and start running, that's when they high risk for
And
injury.
and obviously you want quarterbacks to be able to extend plays or to do some quarterback design runs sometime. But like my primary focus isn't to run first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Primary focus is to read a defense, see what you're in, check it down, try to beat you before. I try to win pre-snap. Every pre-snap, I try to get the ups on the defense, see what they're in. You know what I'm saying? That's where me and the offensive coordinator have a good relationship. The guy in the box, I'm trying to see what you in before the ball snap. I feel like that's what makes the great quarterbacks. I mean, you got good and then you got great. So
yeah, absolutely.
Great.
But without saying too much, have you had a chance to really talk to Coach TC maybe about the playing style, like the style of play?
Yeah, we've talked about it. We talked about it a good bit, and he encouraged me that I'd fit right into the play style. So, I mean, we talked about it for sure.
Absolutely, man. We feel like Jackson State, and I know we might be a little debate when the SWAC folk get to listen to this, but we feel like we had the best wide receiver core in the SWAC, and I would say, looking at some of the pieces that Coach Taylor's been able to add, I mean, we could say we got the best running back room. We definitely can say we got the best wide receiver room. So with that being said, have you had a chance to really start to build relationships with your new teammates?
I've talked to a couple of guys that transferred in, and I mean, one of my childhood friends go Jackson State. He played receiver, Eric Simmons. I mean, he's on the team, so yeah. We grew up in Greenville.
Greenville High.
Yeah, we grew up playing together, so I got a relationship with him, and I reached out to a couple guys, but yeah, we starting to build that chemistry, build that camaraderie. I mean, that's the biggest thing as a quarterback coming in, just trying to win over the locker room with hard work and, showing that, I'm here to work. I'm here to put in the work. I'm here to grind, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm here for all of it, So
absolutely,
that's what we're now.
Absolutely. So if someone asks you, Philip, what's the one thing you're looking forward to? This is a new chapter in your college, journey and taking over for the premier program in the city of Jackson. Jackson State is everything to Jackson, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
But in your own words, what are some of the things you're looking forward to the most when becoming the quarterback at Jackson State?
I'm just looking to come in and compete, man. I love the game of football because it allows you to, compete, knock each other's head off without going to jail, without getting arrested for it. So that's my biggest thing. Come in and compete, to win games, to bring people, because I'm a Christian, so I bring people closer to God. Like, those are my three biggest things. Compete, win games, and handle the Christian side of it. So I mean, that's what I definitely want to do. Jackson, Mississippi, and at Jackson State. Keep the legacy going.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's Jackson State. Like I always say, it's Jackson State, man. So
there you go.
Definitely want to keep that legacy going.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. I mean, one of the things about being a man of faith is really not what you say, but how you walk.
Mm-hmm.
Getting those to lead, to follow you based off your character, your reputation that you build, and how you conduct yourself and comport yourself. It's not what they say while you're in the room.
Yeah,
you're not around, and that's
the life of a quarterback right there, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So anything you want to say to the fans? Like I said, we won't keep you too long. I mean, this is just one of many interviews. We definitely plan on bringing you back on Tiger Talk, but this is a round of this is our recruitment commit series, and we want to try to get around and get to everyone so we can introduce them officially via Tiger Talk 1400 Club. But
I mean, one thing I would say is just coming in to compete, give Tiger Nation all I got, and we definitely going for that three-peat, and I want to get a chance to bring a SWAC championship, but really I want to get the MEAC over there, and I want to win a Celebration Bowl. I know we haven't won one since Grambling, and Kincaid was at Grambling. I watched that game. That was a good game, but yep. So I want to be able to, bring the Celebration Bowl and win the full national championship. So.
Well, man, you know your stuff, because that's the only time that the SWAC has actually won it. I mean, we got close 2 years in a row, but it'll be sweet to finally get it, man. This was a tough loss. It is what it is, but I like that you got that on your mind. One thing we want to do before we get out of here, we'd always like to get you some followers, man. Go ahead and drop your social media, IG and Twitter. They probably already follow you, but just in case they not.
I got you. Instagram is Philip.short2. That's 1L, PHILIP .short2. And then on Twitter is Philip PHILIP_short7. So that was my Twitter, and then that was my Instagram. So definitely go follow. Keep up. Keep up with the grind, off-season grind, and also when I'm at Jackson State in a few weeks. So
there it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Nation, we want to welcome Mr. Philip Short to 1400 J.R. Lynch. Again, brother, we appreciate you for coming on Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. As always, man, go Tigers. Do y'all love, baby.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Y'all love.